All right, so yo, I want to salute you too, bro. I want to salute you for standing 10 toes down on what you think and believe in. You keep pushing forward now. Even though I did the little joke on you and all that, you took that very well. I respect you for that. I told a lot of people that, you know what I mean. But I want to give you, you know what I mean. You know, there was some Brooklyn show. I got to give you your props where your props is due. You know what I'm saying? So I came up here to play this audio for you, right?
Go ahead.
Because we're gonna get onto the topic about racism, right? Mm-hmm. And this is from Dr. Claude Anderson.
All right.
Right? This is from Dr. Claude Anderson breaking down what is racism. All right, because you may have, I don't know if you were familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't know if you're familiar what actually is racism, when it started, and what it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. Maybe you don't have the information, but I'm gonna see. Hold on, let me see if I can play it.
Mm-hmm. For every jail
can you hear this?
Bill, $27,000 a year to operate the prison for per prisoner. And just in all those black prisoners you find, just the black male prisoners, for supplying them with shaving lotion, underarm deodorant, and soap, that is a $3 billion a year industry, and black people don't get a penny out of it. People are already making money off of our people in prison. And nobody even cares about where the money is going and how they're making the extra money, even after they criminalize you. Now, this criminalization process didn't start here, so let me get with the public policy and show where everything started and let's analyze it with history very quickly. The whole problem goes back to 1619. In 1619, there was no such thing. Y'all be clear on this. There was no such thing, basically, as racism. Racism didn't exist before black slavery started. You had conflict between ethnic groups. You had conflict between religious groups. And you had cultural disagreements. But you never had racism until black enslavement started. Racism is a word that means race. It means group. I don't want you to let people keep telling you that black people can be racist. You cannot be racist. The word does not exist for you. Racism means group-based. Racism means a power relationship. A power relationship between two groups, where one group owns and controls so much that they can use their wealth and their powers to deprive and hurt and injure another group. That's what racism is. And no place can you find a black person on earth that can be a racist. Only thing you can get at best is a black reactionary. That means a black person who's reacting to white racism. And I want people to quit calling Farrakhan a racist. Farrakhan is not a racist. What Farrakhan is doing is reacting to white racism. If black folk had been racist, they'd have been racist 400 years ago. They would have stopped people from depriving and hurting and castrating and lynching and exploiting them 400 years ago. That's why if you go back through history, you cannot find one single solitary instance any place in history on this earth where black folk have had enough power and wealth to come together to do injury to another group and take something from them. In the United States, you've never seen any blacks come together as an organization, as a group, to hurt any other group. Blacks have never done anything to Jews or to whites or anybody else, Asians or Hispanics, as a group. We can't practice racism. We don't even have a community to practice racism. But on the other hand, I can go through history books and I can show you mountains, thousands, maybe millions of instances where everybody else have done things mean to us, to deprive and hurt us, by social customs, by extra legal and legal means, by laws to do in black folk. You can't be a racist unless you got power and wealth for your group to be able to hurt other people and take and do them in, and we don't have it. So all we are reactions to white racism. And so in 1619, when they started bringing blacks into this country, they brought blacks in this country for the very specific reason, initially, as indentured servants. They were sold off a Dutch ship for water and supplies. Blacks did reasonably well in the United States between 1619 and 1920, about 1924, 1925, in that general time frame. They served out their indentureship. Between 1626 and 1638, they began to intermingle with whites. Some of them intermarried, interbred. In 1638, the founding stone for racism in America was laid. The state of Maryland put out the first public edict that started racism for blacks in America. They put out an edict, a public policy that's called the Doctrine of Exclusion. The Doctrine of Exclusion says that black people should never be permitted to enjoy the fruits of white society. That became the doctrine of racism in America in 1638. Now, that was called the Doctrine of Exclusion. That meant every time you get a chance, exclude black folk out of it. I don't care what it is, exclude them out. What is out of, nowadays, out of welfare, food, whatever it is, exclude them out. Business, anything you can do. Now,
let me pause there because it can go deeper and deeper. What's your take on that? Now, hold on. Let me give you a little something. Now, Dr. Claude Anderson, this right here, video, and what he's done, you got to understand, Dr. Claude Anderson, so we're going to respect that doctor before that. He was in the politics. He was inside the cabinet with the presidents and all that. So he's in the government, came out of the government, and this is what he's been doing, right? If you get his book, Power and Economics, it breaks down everything that we need to do as a black community, right? But if, again, he explains to you what is racism, where it started, what year it started, how it started, what's the structure of it, who practices it, and who can't practice it because they don't have that power base to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now what's your take on that?
All right. Can black people be prejudiced?
Yes. Everybody can be prejudiced. A cat can be prejudiced to a dog. Go ahead.
All right. So with that being said, I have one question. The other question I have to ask you: if a poor white man is calling a black man the N-word and like he's being like strictly discriminating on him on whatever reason, and he has no power, is he labeled racist?
If he has no power,
yeah, and he
but that's an individual norm. That's what you're doing. You use it. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying. I get what you said. No, he cannot be a racist if you're trying to say, because unless he's using that word to undermine you, unless he's using that word to discriminate against you, unless he's using that word to take power away from you, yes, that will be fall under the lines of racism. But what he's doing is just using a word, which I don't think right now in 2025 that a word can ever stop any black person from being able to exceed in life.
So by that logic, Shiloh Hendrix wasn't racist.
Say it again?
By that logic, then Shiloh Hendrix wasn't racist.
I don't know who Shiloh Hendrix is.
Lady who called the black kid the N-word.
I don't know what's the circumstance behind it. I don't.
He called him a little black kid the N-word because he was taking things out of her pocketbook and taking her kids' toys. And everyone said she was racist because she used a racial slur. So I'm saying right now, that's not racism.
No,
I'm saying is we pick and choose when to use it, right? So
now I get Dan, you jumping off of what racism is. That's individual prejudice.
No, I'm going back to it. And for prejudice is right. Let me read something to you.
No. You about to see you're not going to deflect.
No, I'm
You're not going to deflect. I just played you. Hold on. First. I played you. No, we're going to go to that. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you go ahead. Do that. This is your show. Go ahead. Do that.
I have to respond to it, right? So what I'm saying to you is this, right? Racism. I'm going to read the definition of racism for you, right? And then I'm going to get into his point.
You going to read it?
Showing prejudice, discrimination against a person or people based on their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. So, by the definition of racism, anyone can be that. Now, what Claude was saying is talking about where it started from, and because it was an ethnic thing, that it went into a race thing. Now, people are classifying people by race. I get what he's saying.
That's what you got out of that?
No, I'm saying I get what he was saying. No.
Okay.
It's more than he was saying about that. I'm saying just because a white person might have created this system, don't mean a black person can't practice that something that white man created. So if a black person can practice the same thing that the white man created, then it can also be racist.
But what we're talking about is group. We're talking about group, right? What you're talking right now, what he's speaking on is group. What you're speaking on is individuality.
No, I'm going to a group too. It says either
No,
or.
a group. What group? But then show me a group of black people that got together and practice racism on any ethnic group in this world,
No,
in the United States right now. No, give me one example, just one.
All right, watch this. What I'm talking right now, right, is that when he making up a group thing, he's being disingenuous by trying to switch the word up to make it fit his narrative. And what I'm saying is either or is racist. I'm saying either or is still racist. He's not technically wrong what he's saying about group, about a system. That's systematic, right?
Dan, you gotta use your words correctly. You just said that this man is disingenuous.
Yes.
That what you
yes.
You gotta see what I'm saying. You gotta use your words correctly, God.
So
that is not being disingenuous. That is giving you information. He's never been disingenuous to no set of people in this planet. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's giving you information on where racism started, how it started, and how it's practiced. You giving me as a group, you're giving me individuality. When an individual says, or a European says he's an N-word, you're saying that that's racism. A lot of people will take that based off of the definition that you just gave. Based off of that definition, I don't know, and that definition that you got, can it possibly be wrong?
No, I'm trying to explain to you.
No,
I use that as an example.
No. You're not answering. Listen to what I'm saying. No, don't jump. Can that information you get is wrong when it comes down to racism?
No, it's not wrong. And
so you're saying that that's without a shadow of a doubt the meaning of racism, and then Dr. Claude Anderson breaks this down to you because this before even Dr. Claude Anderson broke this down, this was broken down already before him.
Yes, I'm trying to explain that. All right,
Dan,
right.
You're dancing right now. You definitely dancing. Okay, come on, let me boogie with you.
So
let's go.
When we're saying black people can't be racist, last time I checked, more than two persons are considered people. Right? So now if a bunch of people are practicing racism, then black people can be racist, right?
So give me an example where you had a group of people. Hold on. I'm gonna make it even easier. No, I'm gonna make it even easier. Give me a group of people, or give me a borough from Brooklyn, a bunch of Brooklyn people went and practiced racism against white people.
Israelites.
What?
Yes, a bunch of Israelites will be racist towards white people.
Israelites do not have. Oh, yo, bro,
no,
they bro. You see what you're doing? The same rhetoric. Hold on. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Hold on. I'm gonna give it to you right now. The same rhetoric that the Israelites have is the same rhetoric that the 5%ers have. Is the same rhetoric that the Nation of Islam have. It's the same rhetoric. If you listen to them when it comes down to Europeans, we call the hold on. The 5%ers call Europeans devils. In our lessons, they have to study from 35 to 40 years for them to even come amongst us to do trading. That's not racism.
No, but what I'm saying to you is this, right? You're going by Dr. Claude Anderson version of racism when I'm going with
I'm giving you an example of a person that's breaking down.
I'm going with the objective, right? And what I'm saying is by black people's logic, also, they will call anybody racist for using the slur. That's what they always do. So I'm asking you that to make sure we have some type of understanding where we're going with this. And you said that's not racism. So, all right, cool.
That's not racism. No, that is being prejudiced against another person. That's being prejudiced against another group of people by calling them a name. That is not the practice of racism. Racism is a race of group of people coming to get resources.
By what?
You got. Say that again.
Prejudice by what? Why are they prejudiced to that person for what?
Because they're reacting to the things that they have done.
No.
What are you talking about? When Israel, listen to what I'm saying to you, bro. Hold on. Hear me out. Yeah, say that again. I ain't hear you. Say that again.
Someone is being prejudiced towards someone for their race, and that's racism.
No.
Yes.
No, bro.
I read it to you.
Listen to it. You're reading something that can possibly be wrong. You taking that for I'm taking information that predates hold on. I'm taking information that predates that right there. The information that Dr. Claude Anderson is giving you predates that information that you got. That is that's made up, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. You're younger than me. You're younger than me, Dan. You're younger than me.
That don't mean nothing though.
It does mean something because you're not going back to the history of the experiences that happened in the 60s, 70s. You're not going back to anything that's going back to the early 1900s. You're not going back to no information that's going back to the 1600s. You're not doing that. You're taking information that has evolved into that. That is not racism, bro.
So if a group of people segregate people by race, then by your logic, that's not racist.
Yo, bro.
Is that racist?
If I segregate myself, you see what you're saying right now? If I segregate myself from a knucklehead, that makes me racist?
No, that's not what I said. I said by your logic, right?
Yes.
Right? Plus or whatever. If people segregate people by race, is that racism? Not saying you want to separate from a knucklehead. I'm talking about if a group of people separate people by their race because of a prejudice, is that not racism?
I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. Are you saying that a group of black people, if we have the power to segregate different groups by their race, is that racism?
No, I'm not saying black
I would say
any
group for that matter. Any group for that matter. Yes, that would be racism.
So listen to
this. If you can segregate people, if you got the power to segregate people based off of their race, that is racism. That is exactly what Dr. Claude Anderson is breaking down on what white people did. Now you have to give me an example. Hold on. You have to give me an example of when black people got together and segregated different people by their race. Give me the example.
Trying to figure out, like, why would a person do this?
Kyla Posey says she was stunned when she learned about classes segregated by race at Maryland Elementary last year. A practice she says was put in place and condoned by Principal Sharon Briscoe.
First, it was just disbelief that I was having this conversation in 2020 with a person that looks just like me, a black woman.
Pause it right there. No, pause it right there. We're going to go into that.
No, hold on. I ain't paused your Claude Anderson speech.
Okay, you're right. You're actually right. Yeah, let's go. I like this here. Yeah, this one right here gonna be good.
Can do.
Posey says she found out the school was putting black students in two separate classes with two separate teachers. The white kids were placed in 6 classes with 6 different teachers. The parent says she found this out when she let Briscoe know she wanted her child placed in the classroom of a teacher she thought would be a good fit. Posey says the principal said that wouldn't work.
She said that that's not one of the black classes. And I immediately said, what does that mean? I was confused. I asked for more clarification. I was like, we have those in the school? And she proceeded to say that, yes, I have decided that I'm going to place all of the black students in 2 classes.
Posey says she insisted her child be placed in a class with white students. She says Briscoe explained her child would be isolated.
And I explained to her she shouldn't be isolated or punished because I'm unwilling to go along with your illegal and unethical practice.
The Poseys recorded a call with an assistant principal where they complained about the segregated classes. The administrator confirmed it was the principal's decision and seemed to offer an explanation why the classes were set up this way.
We got more black kids too, and then some of them are in a class because of the services that they need.
All right, so now it ended. So, go ahead.
I'm gonna take it from the back all the way to the front. Notice that they said illegal. The mother said illegal practices, meaning that you cannot do that. Going all the way back, now we go. Hold on, that's illegal practices. Now going all the way back again, you're showing me a video of one person doing something. That is not. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. First of all, She does not have the power to do that, because if she had the power to do that, it wouldn't be illegal. If she had, she's not even following the excuse me, she's not even following the curriculum, the school curriculum. She's individually doing something, practicing her prejudices, or maybe I don't know what her motive is behind it, but she does not have the power to do that. If she had the power to do it, it wouldn't be illegal. If she had a group of people, other principals in different schools and all that, that would be racism. They don't have the power to do that. As a black person, you're giving me individuality. I again said, show me a group based off of what Dr. Claude Anderson breaking down what racism is. There is a group of people, they collectively get together and they design systems, they create systems to oppress other people. That is racism. Show me that in that video.
No. Here's the problem with your claim. So by your logic, white people can't be racist because it's illegal to do it in the system today.
Bro,
that's not my argument.
No.
Bro, that's not my argument. My argument is, can they be racist? You're going to legal.
When you wake up as when you wake up as a man,
I have to be able to finish my point, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Is this right? Mm-hmm. So you're saying what she did was illegal. Yes, we agree. Civil rights, we agree with that. That's illegal, 100%. But it don't erase that fact that she still was racist. And what I am saying to you, by your logic, by saying that's not racist because it's against a law, by that logic, white men can't be racist by your logic because it's also against the law. That's what I'm saying to you. By your logic. I'm saying to you is, I'm not subscribing to Dr. Claude's example. I mean, meaning of racism, because what he's doing is being disingenuous. And I'm saying to you right now, I can give you multiple black people who being racist, which turns out to be people, not person.
Listen to what I'm saying
right now. A black man who owns Golden Krust, and they don't hire no white people because they're white. That's the system that him and his people created. Is that individual in a system racist? Will deny somebody else because of their race? Remember, the argument is, can black people be racist? That's the argument here.
Bro, again, that is an individual thing. That's not a group. You telling me about a black person that owns Golden Krust, that Golden Krust is not even... Yo, bro. No, I just want to tell you. Bro, so your logic, I'm going to use your logic against me. I'm going to use your logic against me. So what you're saying is, if I go to Dan's house with my white friend and I knock on Dan's door and Dan's let me in and don't let my white friend in, that's racism.
What I'm saying to you is this. If a person, I'm saying black people can be racist. People are arguing they can't be.
That's being prejudiced.
No, but if you can be prejudiced, then you can be racist by definition, because you can be prejudiced because of somebody else's race. Therefore, black people can be racist.
You doing reverse racism, bro. They tried that. Listen, man, they even got, Biz Markie got that song back in the 80s, bro. You're trying reverse racism, bro.
I'm not.
Yes, you are, bro. You're trying reverse racism. That's the same rhetoric that people say with the N-word. Why you saying the N-word to each other, but you don't allow white people to say N-word?
No.
So you're being racist because you're not allowing the white people to say N-word because you say N-word. No, come on, bro. That's reverse.
No, but I'm saying to you this, right? When we say black people can't be racist, and then I give you examples of racist, y'all try to downplay. Not just the individual thing. No,
I'm not downplaying. No, I'm not downplaying. I'm describing, and I'm not saying what that person did is right. I'm not saying that. You're prejudiced because if you're not allowing someone to get the job, especially if they're qualified, because you don't like them,
that's discrimination.
That's a prejudice. That's discrimination. Exactly. So now hold on. So these individuals that got Golden Krust, I don't know. In the context of their reasons, we don't know, because we don't know if this individual is saying, yo, I'm not letting these white people in here because I don't like them.
No, what I'm saying to you is this, right? A prejudice is basically a preconceived notion of someone, right? Without no evidence of this person doing something to you or doing something in general, but you label
You
that
making
person.
up shit. You making up shit. I
No,
don't.
it's not.
I never heard that before. I'm 52 years old. I ain't never heard that shit. You're giving me shit that popped up in the 90s. Some
Bro,
definitions that was created. When was this definition created?
bro,
Give me the
prejudice.
origin of that definition.
Prejudice.
Hold on. Dr. Claude Anderson gave you the origin of
I'm
racism
going to
when it
prejudice.
started. Give me the origin of this
No.
definition.
No, my point is ain't the origin. I'm talking about the meaning of definition of racism. You're
Yes,
going by
and what
how
I'm saying
someone
to you
practices.
what I'm
No,
saying to
you're
you
talking
is
about no, but you're going with how somebody practices it in a system.
no. I'm
It's
going by.
made
We talking about the
this
definition.
construct.
No. Listen to what I'm saying to you. We talking about the definition that you're speaking on. The definition that you're speaking on. When is the origin of that definition? When did that definition was actually put inside the Webster Dictionary? When? Because words have origins. The same way. Hold on. The same way. Ain't. AINT. Ain't was not a word until, and then they made it a word and put it inside the dictionary because we was using it. And you know, what I mean, we was using it. That ain't possible. That was never a word until they put it in the Webster Dictionary, and then it became a part of the school curriculum. So it has to be an origin. When is the origin of that definition?
All right. The definition of the word prejudice predates all the way back to Old French in the year 1300.
No.
So now I'm going.
You're not going to jump out of what I'm talking about. No, the definition that you just gave me. No, listen to what I'm saying. The meaning, you gave me a word and then you described it. The definition describes that. When did that word come out? In the French? That's what you're telling me? Go ahead.
No, it said the Old French term prejudice is a Latin term also that predates this part of prior judgments, right? So what I'm saying is it's a prior judgment. And that meaning of prior judgment is what I'm reading to you right now. So listen, now hear the meaning right now.
I'm talking about the meaning, bro.
Yes,
you listen to what I'm saying. That meaning, bro, you're telling me the word prejudice. You're telling me the etymology of the word.
I have to finish
You're
my
breaking
thought,
down. Bro,
I'm trying to
you're
go through
bullshitting me right now. Go ahead. No, you're right. Go ahead. I'm going to listen. Go ahead.
Prejudice, right, was an old word. It basically was a prejudge of something. Today, in definition, it's a preconceived opinion. It's not based on any reason or actual evidence, which is a prejudgment. It says it right here. Again, prejudgment from different backgrounds. That's what it means. It's the same definition. From back then to now, it's the same exact definition. It says prejudice against a person formed without the background is literally a prejudgment. I'm looking at it right now.
That's
it means
prejudice,
the same exact word. So what I'm saying, it means the same exact definition. So what I'm saying to you, if black people have a prejudgment on someone without any evidence of this individual or these group of people as actually racist, then that's called a prejudice. The same way if a white man who never came in contact with me and you and I have on a hood and think that me and you automatically thugs, that's what you call prejudice.
That's a perceived notion. You're shooting the ball in my basket right now. You know that. You know you're scoring in my basket right now. So tell me where it says racism inside of prejudice.
Prejudice is in racism.
Don't jump. So you just read the meaning. You just shot the ball because you just tried to throw racism. You just tried to throw racism into your analogy of the word prejudice. Now show me in that definite. Say what you just said again, bro. You shot the ball in my basket.
No, you just scored in my basket on the wrong goal. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you what you did. I'm going to read the definition of racism first. Racism is a prejudice or discriminating on a person based on or people based on their ethnic background or group. Then I gave you a definition of prejudice and what it actually meant. And prejudice means a prejudging of something. So my whole point is, if you prejudge someone based off their race, that you have no evidence of this person doing said thing, then that is racist if you discriminate on them because of that.
So in that same notion, I just gave you an example. If I come to your house with my white friend, you let me in and you don't let my white friend in, is that racism?
If I deny him because of his race.
How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
I'm
How
saying
do
if
I
do
know that? How do I know that?
No,
Give me your reasons for not like my white friend. Then give me your reasons. No, because we got because I'm going off the video that you showed me of the principal. You got to give me the context of it. Right, hold on, hear me out. I get what you're saying. The context of it, of what she did, and you got to give me the context of what the person that did in Golden Crust. What is their context? Are you assuming that they did it because of their weight, or are you assuming that they just don't like the people? I like the person.
I gave you the example. I said they said I am not hiring him because he's white. I already said that already. I said if that was the case, then they're racist. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear you say that.
That's what I was saying the whole time. I said if a Golden Crust person said, "Listen, I'm not hiring a white man because they're white. I'm only hiring my blacks. That's it." So by definition, that is a prejudice with discrimination on a person because of a race, which makes that racist in their system.
Now I'm gonna ask you. That's what that black. Hold on. That's what that person of the because we got the context of what the principal did. Well, we don't got the context of why the principal did that. So you telling me that this man said that I'm not hiring white people because they're white? Is that what you're saying? No. Listen to what I'm saying. Are you saying that person said that?
No, I'll give you an example.
Your example. And I'm asking you, in your example, did this person say out of their mouth to describe their action to say that I didn't hire this man because he's white? That's what he said. You got to show and prove that. You got to show and prove that. I don't look at that. That is not racism because you're not a group of individuals that are forcing people or taking something away from people. If that's the case, you got to sit here and say that every Chinese person that hire nothing but their own, every small hat person that hire nothing. You know how Brooklyn is when it comes down, when we go down Bed-Stuy. You know how that community is. Come on, you know how it is when you get on Eastern Parkway. So what you telling me is that these people are practicing racism and and it's not even illegal, and there's no government, the FBI, or anybody that come down to actually say that is illegal.
Now watch this. Yes, if they're proving that they're doing that for that reason, it's illegal. That's the point that I'm making to you.
Bro, you and I know how Bedford.
I'm from Brooklyn, right? Now I'm gonna call these people the Blue Ranger. And Blue Ranger is these people who support Israel. Blue Ranger, blue and white. So Blue Rangers were literally not in their community, in their stores. You barely see any black people working in their areas, and we always say, "The motherfucker's racist." We can't prove it, but we know for a fact that. Well, we know how suspicious that's because of their being racist for their own people, right? Now, I'm not saying because somebody hired their own that makes them racist. What I'm saying is when that person discriminate on you because of that preconceived notion makes you racist.
But that's not a preconceived notion. That's not a. I'm looking at Europe. If I'm looking at mayonnaise as mayonnaise, it's mayonnaise. It's not a different color mayonnaise. It's mayonnaise, right?
No. Hold on. If the Blue Ranger says, you know what, I'm not hiring that black guy. I'm not hiring in general and dance matter because they could be thugs. Like
discrimination.
That's prejudice for my race. That makes that person racist.
That's discrimination, and that's a preconceived notion that they are because they don't know, which is not racism. That is prejudice.
No,
why y'all keep conflating these two words together as like it's synonymous? It's synonymous. It's not synonymous, bro.
I'm connecting the two. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, but in prejudice, it's not nothing that says racism.
If you deny the person because of the prejudice, makes you racist. That's what I'm saying. If you say, listen,
so a dog and a cat is racist because a dog won't let a cat smash. Come on,
bro. All right, watch that now. If a Jewish man said, "I'm not hiring y'all two because y'all black men," and I know that black men are thugs, we will say, yo, that's class A racism right there. We won't say, no, it's just a prejudice, let it go. He's denying you something because of that reason.
That's
Because of
discrimination.
that.
That's
Yes,
discrimination.
he's discriminating on you because of the
that-
prejudice.
You're conflating three arguments together, and that's what I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you're conflating three arguments together. You got racism, you got prejudice, and you got discrimination. If a person doesn't hire me based off of based off of saying that I think he's a thug, that's discrimination. He's discriminating me because I got tattoos on it. He's discriminating me against me because my skin is this. That's discrimination. That's not racism.
I'm giving you the pretense to what I'm saying. If he is saying I'm not hiring black people, that's a preconceived notion as a prejudice. Is why he discriminating on you because of the prejudice. That makes him racist.
No, that's the part that I disagree with you on. When he gets together with his other constituents, and they get a group together and say that we're not allowing these people in our community, we're not allowing these people in our job fairs, that is racist. We're gonna do in our power. We're gonna take our power to make sure that these people don't have no economical growth. These people are going to be living in poverty. These people, we're not going to fix up their buildings. We're going to redline them. We're going to do all of these things. That is racism. The group.
I'm saying right now. I'm not denying that part.
Oh, okay. No, we're not denying that part. Okay.
No, I'm not denying that part. I'm saying yes. That's also racist.
Oh,
what I'm saying to you is, black people can be racist, and if we keep saying on the individual level, multiple individuals are now people. So black people can be racist.
But there's no group of black people getting together even to your argument. There's no power. There's no power based in that. What I'm saying to you, there's no power in that.
But racism don't have to have anything to do with actual power. That's a form of it. But that's not the. That's a part of it. That's not the definition.
I think that's the part where we disagree at. You're not understanding the power part of it. Because I'm speaking on the group power. When you have a group power, an economic a system created, when you create a system to practice discrimination, to practice your prejudice, to force these people into a system or force these people into to like I said, redlining, doing that. When you're buying a house, you do the appraisal on it. It's lower, but then when you put when you say that, you make it seem like it's a white person who owned the house, the what's the name goes up. That is racism. When you're a group, I'm dealing with group. You're dealing with individuality.
Let's read the meaning of power. The ability to do something or act in a particular way. That's what it means, right? So my point is, black people have that ability to act in a particular way. They can do this.
Yeah, you have the power to be discriminative. You have the power to be prejudiced. You don't have the power. You don't have no economical base or no systems created to actually practice racism against another group. Show me where did we get together? When was this conference happen? When black people got together and said we're gonna practice racism against the Chinese people? Because the last I know, Chinese people got Chinese restaurants in our community. When did we all get together and throw them out the community and say that they can't live here? When did we do that?
I hope you know discrimination is not only one thing. Well, technically it is one thing, but I mean people can use it different ways. That's what I meant to say. Right now, discrimination.
That's the problem. I think that's the problem. What we do, we keep taking these words and using them based off of what we think or what we feel more so than what we. Yeah, break it down.
I'm talking about the actual definitions. Discrimination is the process of making prejudice, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Discrimination between people based on groups, classes, or other categories which belongs or are perceived to belong to a race, gender, class, religion, disability, or sexuality.
Mm-hmm. So and what's that? Discrimination, right?
Yes. So
okay. Hold up. Time out. And I'm asking you, in that description that you just gave me, where did it say racism?
Yes, it says race. So
Yo,
I'm
bro,
saying,
ism. Show me racism. Don't.
the ism is the practice of that. If you was discriminating on race, the ism is racism. That's a
No,
part.
now cipher, God. Now cipher.
Yes.
You get now cipher. Now cipher. You taking it. You twisting the
No, I'm
meaning,
not.
bro, to fit your narrative. Now cipher.
not.
Show me in there where it says racism.
No,
It's saying
doesn't.
race because it's telling
Racism.
you can discriminate against multitude people because that's race. That's not you can discriminate against. I can say these bad things. I can call a white person. I can say, yo, you a sea racker. I can call them that. That's practicing discrimination. You're discriminating against him. You're using vile language to discriminate against this person. That is not racism, bro.
No, all right, watch this.
Yeah.
Racial slurs don't make you automatic racist. I agree with that. People need to get that out of their mind. Me and you agree with that.
Okay.
People think because somebody uses a racial slur that that's automatically denying them something. No.
Right, that's being racist as well. I agree with you on that. Yes, when you brought that up about the N-word thing, I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm saying is if a person, by definition, I'm going by definition only, if the person was to discriminate, remember, it's not just having a prejudice, it's the prejudice to discriminate on. So if you prejudice on somebody and then you discriminate because of that prejudice, by definition, discrimination, it says such as race, gender, age, and class. So if you were discriminating on race, that's when the word, it comes out, racism. Because you discriminate a person on, becoming now, sexism. That's discriminating on race. On sex. Then it comes sexism.
That's discriminating.
On someone's sex. So now it's called sexism. So now, if you discriminate on race, it's called racism. That's why
it would say racism inside of there because the reason why it doesn't say racism because the meaning of racism is got to do with the group of people practicing something against another. That's not a form. That is what racism is. What you did was you put added preservatives to the word racism, and that's why you're in this debate. That's why you have this problem. It's the same. Grandma got her recipe to her sweet potato pie. Here come Dance. He wants to come inside the kitchen while grandmother made the sweet potato pie and say, I think it'll be nice if we put Cool Whip on it. It'll be nice if we put this on it. You just changed the essence of what grandma recipe is because you put your twist on it. That's what you're doing. You're putting added preservatives to what the word is. That's what you're doing.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Yes, because you just said, listen what you just said. That's a form of what racism is. No, that's not a form of, the original essence of what racism is practicing group of, when you get together as a group and you deprive another people based off of their, what's the name?
Off of prejudice.
No, off of, off of no prejudice. No, off of them being black. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the power to do it. All these systems, you wake up every day as a black man. No, hands down. You wake up every day as a black man. When you go out there, what do you see? What do you see? Let's be in any system, whether you got the police system, you got the school systems. What do you see? When you was growing up, you're younger than me, but when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, the hierarchy that was inside the school system were Europeans. That whole school curriculum. When you go to the DOC, what is it? DOB. When you go there, those people are creating curriculums. They are creating curriculums for our people to keep us oppressed.
I agree with that. Look,
I know you agree to that. But what I'm saying, that's what the essence of racism is. Everything else you doing is adding added preservatives. Well, and you're doing with the same, hold on. You're doing the same thing. Listen, you're doing the same thing that me and you disagree with when people say he called me an N-word, he's racist. That's what you're doing right now. The same thing that we agree on that we know that is not racism. You're saying that it is racist. You're doing the same thing, bro. Think about what I'm saying. Individuals that run around and say this European, this man, he's called me an N-word. He's racist. No, that's not what racism is. That's not what racism is. And I understand people have a misunderstanding what that is. That is being discriminative. He's discriminating against you. He's you can even go so far as he's prejudiced of you. He doesn't like you. Preconceived notion because he doesn't know you. He just called you the N-word out of nowhere. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know how cool you are. He don't know how intelligent you are. That's a preconceived notion. Right? But when he gets together with his group of individuals and he goes around and create a system to prevent you based off of your race, that is racism.
Now watch this, bro. Because where does it say in the meaning of racism or racist does it mention power? I'm gonna use your thing back against
we're talking the action though.
No,
because if you create the system, you have the power, right? Okay, I get what you're saying on that. I get what you're saying. That it doesn't say power, and I put power into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone can put power into at the point. That
okay. So me and you both can pull power out of it, and it's still the practice still remains as racism.
So my whole point
if I take power out of it, it's still the same thing.
If we take power out of it, then black people, by your point, can be racist. Because, mind you, we go with the power.
Because black people as...
No, but hold on. Because we go with the thing that we don't own nothing. We don't have the power to control X, Y, and Z. Now you move the power
out of it. Take the power out of it. Take the power out of it. The system still remains.
Black people can discriminate on other people because of the prejudice. So my point remains.
Take the power out of it.
So
racism still steps. So we taking power out of it because you can put power in discrimination. You can put power in prejudice.
All right, so watch this. So black people can be prejudiced and have a preconceived notion on white people, which would make that racist.
No, that will make it discriminative and prejudice. That won't make it racist because you don't get together. Do you and I get together? You have power. And let's take the power out. You have your platform. I have my platform. Do we get together and say that Europeans can't come on this app?
No.
That's what I'm saying. We took the power out of it because you and I don't have the power to actually practice that. So let's take the power out. We don't have the power of it. We can discriminate and say I don't like individuals, certain individuals on my panel. You're not allowing racism. Would you allow a racist on your panel?
Me personally, yeah.
To do what? To practice his racism on another black person? You would do that?
No, because
that's what I'm speaking of when I say you let him on the panel. That's what I'm speaking of. A racist can come on my panel as well. I don't close the door. I welcome. Come in here. But you're gonna get what I'm going to give. You're gonna get what you give, right? So I'm not practicing racism. But what I do is, I'm not practicing racism. However, I am going to discriminate against you. I am going to react to the things that you say to me or you say to the people on me. I will never have a panel with nothing but a bunch of four races attacking a BLK woman or BLK man or a BLK child.
So
we don't do that. Do we do that?
So say that part again, the question?
We don't let we don't have a panel where we got four racists on there attacking a BLK woman, a BLK man, or BLK children. We don't have that. We don't do that. You don't do that. I don't do that. So we don't practice racism. However, we can discriminate.
Because
we can discriminate. Huh?
Because of what?
For whatever reasons. I don't care. He can be. Listen.
Reason, right?
Listen. Hold on. He can be. Hold on. I'm gonna give you one. He can be a coon. He could be a coon.
No, what I'm saying to you is, if we can discriminate for anything, then it's possible to discriminate on race. That's what I'm asking you.
Hold on. I'm on my.
We can discriminate on anything, right? I agree. That don't make you racist automatically because. I agree with that.
Discriminate, right?
But if someone discriminates because of race, that makes the person racist.
No. Because that's like no. Because that's like saying that I'm a racist because I don't let the divine evils come on my panel and practice
No, I
racism
said
on my
because
panel.
of, no, your thing is you're not coming to my panel because of the divine evil. Your reason is not behind race. I'm saying the person that's saying it's about race for them. Just because he's white, that's it. He's right. Get out of here. That makes the person racist because you're doing it because of a race. No other reason, just race.
I think we more so looking. We're not looking. I think I'm getting what you're saying, but I think what it is. My difficult is that you're not looking at the practices of racism, because that's what the ism is. The ism is the practice, the action behind what this is.
Yes.
Right. So when we say, hold on. So when we say, right. So when we say racism, you can have race as being discriminative. You can be discriminative against multitudes of race. You could be discriminative against, it's universal. You can discriminate. I can discriminate against you because you got a Knicks hat on. Just like homeboy came up here and discriminated against us because we Giants fans and he's a Philly fan.
Facts.
He discriminated against us, right? But that is not racism.
I agree.
If he was said, right, we agree to that. But I think what
Go ahead.
I think I'm not articulating it right, because I'm dealing with the action of a group of people,
Which is also racist. That's the point I'm saying. That it's both. It's racist. That's the point I'm making.
Right, that creates a system and practice this system against another ethnic group.
That's systematic racism. And that's what I understand. People
yes, bro. You're shooting the ball in my basket again, bro. Stop shooting the ball in my basket.
No, I'm telling you, it's not my argument though. My argument is not about the system. My argument about people can be this. You're going to the system part, which I already agree with that part. I'm saying right now that black people can also create a system and practice that same shit that a white man created. And and I'm asking you, in the history since your experience of living, when have you seen this where a group of black people got together and did this? What system have we created that oppresses, that oppresses, and I'm giving you the discrimination and the prejudice. When have we ever practiced as a group against another ethnic group? Watch this. Let's use hip hop, for example, right? Mm-hmm. There wasn't a time when Vanilla Ice came in and black people got mad and called him a culture vulture and get out of hip hop. That never happened.
Yeah, that was a reaction to who he was and to what he was doing.
Because he was white.
We didn't have the power,
no, hold on. That was a system that we created.
Who created that? What system we created?
We created hip hop.
Yeah, but hold on. No. The reason why we did that, listen, I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why we did that, listen, bro, because before Vanilla Ice, it was Third Base. MC Search. MC Search was always in our community. No, he was there. No. So we didn't run Vanilla Ice. We didn't. I'm gonna go see now. You're talking hip hop. Now you're talking my era. I'm giving you the information so you have a perspective of it. The reason why we ran Vanilla Ice out of that situation because he was a commercial rapper. He was commercial at that time. That was considered crossover. We didn't agree to that. MC Hammer got the same backlash that Vanilla Ice got. What's his name? I forgot the dude's name. Ice Cube went at him. MC something. He got the same backlash as Vanilla Ice. No, not MC Search. MC Search is white. MC Search was always in our community. He was accepted. The Beastly Boys was accepted in the community. You know what I'm saying? So it was never us doing that together to get rid of him because he was white. We got together, we got together against him because what we was rapping about was political issues in hip hop. When he came in, he made it commercial. It was commercial. MC Light even said about that. That EPMD made the song, The Crossover. That's what that situation is. So you got to put that in the right context. I get what you're saying. It was discriminative. Yes. It was prejudice because we preperceived him because he was white. Yes. But that wasn't racism because we couldn't get him out of the system. He went multi-platinum. What are you talking about?
But the crossover, I don't think it was behind that because
the crossover was about underground rappers crossing over to commercial. Yes. At that time, he was commercial. We wasn't accepting no commercial artists. We didn't go commercial. Remember that?
I'm agreeing with you. But
Okay.
I'm saying you can't deny that when he came out, there was groups of black people who was racist towards him because of race, not because of the
No,
person.
that's the part that I'm disagreeing with.
But I was a thing. It was a bunch of black people in our communities. If you was a person who support Vanilla
Now,
Ice,
Cypher.
you'll be shamed for it.
Now,
And
Cypher. We
that was an
got
absolute-
rid of Vanilla Ice because he was a corny commercial rapper. He did
No,
not go
I'm-
through the.
that's the core
Hold
hip-hop
on.
people.
He was not nicer than MC Search, third basing him. He never went through the trenches. When you dealing with hip hop, you have to be a part of the culture. He was never a part of the culture, so he was masquerading again.
that. No,
So
you're right.
our actions. Hold on. Our
I'm not denying
actions
what you said,
towards
bro.
what he did is the reason
Bro,
why
I'm
we
agreeing
did
with
that.
you. Bro, I'm agreeing with you on that part.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the reason. You're right. Because now this guy's a commercial rapper who that happens to this day. If you a person out there talking, man, get out of here. I get that. What I'm saying to you is there was a group of people who didn't like him as because he was a white rapper. I'm saying that actually exists in that culture. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah, but they didn't. Are you saying that these individuals got together and conspired? Hold on. Are you saying that these individuals got together and conspired against him to get him out of hip hop?
Yes.
Who?
It was a thing. That was
What group of people was that? Name
I'm
them.
talking about the consumer. I'm talking about the
The
consumer. people.
consumer.
Yes, a lot of people didn't want to buy his music because they say he's a white rapper and he's
We didn't buy his music because he was corny. Even though I like the song, but he was corny.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm talking about there's also a subgroup of people who did the opposite. And I'm saying
That subgroup, you got to
The
be able to
consumer.
hold on. You got to name that subgroup like you would name the Black Panthers, like you would name the 5% Nation, like you would name the Muslims, like you would name the Israelites. You got to be able to name that group of people. What I'm saying to you, individuals didn't like them.
the consumer.
Individuals don't like the Knicks because they the Knicks.
No, my point is, if you discriminate on someone because of race, that will make you racist. That's all. That's my whole argument. You're going to the system part of it, which I'm not denying. So I'm saying,
Okay, so you just made me want to deal with individuality. So when a person says that I don't like you because you're white, I'm a racist.
that's literally racist.
That's your premise.
So therefore, no, I'm going that I can give it different avenues. I'm even the school right here. She's separated by race. That was her reason to separate was by race. Well, by definition, that would be.
Why did she do that?
She could say no. She said by race because she said her.
Why did she do
She
that?
said because she want the black girls to feel comfortable in their space. That was the reason they just said on there, according to what she said. I'm saying if that's accurate, then it's a preconceived notion of someone who you don't really know, and you say that automatically, and you do it by race, which will make you racist in that system. So I'm saying right now, see, because man,
Okay, so is she why I want to know what is her reason to do it? What is she reacting to for her to do that? Because you just don't wake up. You got it, and that's what Dr. Claude Anthony was saying. It's because we react to things based off of what people do, and then people are trying to make it seem that's racism. That could be a reaction to her understanding or her logic to saying that, okay, I see this young little black girl. When I came up, I felt comfortable, or I may have not felt comfortable being around these Europeans. So maybe I want to make sure that this young black girl grows up with her people and not confused as to that could be her premise. That's what I mean. Like in context, what is the reason for her doing that? Because that's the same thing that Chinese people do. When you go into the Chinese restaurants in our community, who's behind the counter?
And my point that I'm making to you is we call them racist when they denied you because of your black. We call them this. I'm not saying because they hire their own kind makes them racist. Not what I'm saying.
Right. And what I'm saying is people, I agree with you that is
prejudice.
right. And what I'm saying to you is that is not racism. You saying it, that's not racism. Other people may perceive that as racism because they don't have the information. And this is why you have to go to the origin of what the word is. Some people are taking, because it's been added preservatives to what this is or what that is, they going off of that and saying that is what the actual fact is. And that's the issue.
Now I'm not gonna say to you. You said I was added preservative. That's funny. What you was doing was taking away recipe, making the food bland. Because what I'm doing is
No, I'm not bland. Don't.
bland.
I'm not making it bland. I'm taking it back to the origin of grandma and auntie when she made the sweet potato pie. You want to go in there and add the additive preservatives and have this artificial go-go sweet potato pie. It's not grandma's potato pie. That's Dan's mix. You just remixed the song.
See, we had sweet potato pie. What you did was you removed sweet potato pie and tried to give me pumpkin.
No, I'm telling you, no, get the fuck out. I ain't trying to give you no pumpkin. I'm giving you grandma's recipe. The origin on how grandma made it, that's what we going by. When she put her foot in it, that's what it is. I didn't ask Dan to come over there and put his finger in it, to put his elbow in it. No, that is not grandma's shit. You added preservatives to shit. That's what I'm saying.
All right, everybody in the comments, y'all, who gave the better pie? If I'm giving, who gave the pumpkin pie instead of the sweet potato pie?
It's your platform. I'm gonna let you spin your narrative.
Nah, I'm saying,
I know.
No, hold on, bro. First of all, man, there was a good conversation. First of all, shout out to Brooklyn General, man. First of all, because this is right here is what I love, to see two black men to be able to have a disagreement and come to some common ground without the disrespect and F you. I love to see it because, mind you, a lot of us need to, in our community, need to see that two black men can have this agreement and still be brothers. We still could be talk, still could be cool. And that shit gave me goosebumps, bro. Because now that I smoked you, now I'm playing. Now that you educated me on things that I don't agree with, but I can consider what you're saying. And vice versa, right? Because
Exactly.
I see you know what? All right, I see what you're saying. That's all that I'm saying. You see what I'm saying, and I see what you're saying. Now, we don't gotta agree all the time, but
right. We can have a conversation. Yeah, we
That's
can have
the
a
point
respectable
of building,
conversation. Yeah, like I said, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I gave my deck. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I respect you because I see what you do, and I had to watch you and just listen. I was like, all right. At times, I could see his points. Like the brother got valid points, and he brings up good quality debates and topics. You know what I'm saying?
because one thing that I do agree with you on, that I do hate, bro, and I'm even gonna hold you, right? A lot of people got divided behind this whole Austin Carmelo situation, right? And I see on both sides that both sides grift off it, and it gets me upset, right? I see it, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let me fall back from that conversation because it's getting too crazy. Now, I don't like when people get mad at me because I point out things in my community because I love my community. So I'm gonna point out how we can fix it. Because if I'm on the Bulls, I'm gonna point out, yo, bro, stop shooting 3-pointers, Dickie Simpkins. Like you missing, but you a whole center and you a backup. What are you shooting threes for? You need to go in the paint so you could start over Luke Longley soon. You're playing the way.
So you're going back to the original way of playing basketball, right? Because
Yes,
hold on, you just shot the ball in my basket. I want your audience to notice that what he did,
No.
he didn't allow someone to come in there. He didn't allow the center to play out of his position.
I didn't finish, right? So I'm about my overall arguments, right? So I'm like, listen, my whole point is to bring up the problem and then come with a solution at the end of that, right? People want me to talk about the solution. I mean, but how can I do that without the problem, right? So now when people hear me out, they're like, you know what? Now that I'm hearing Dance, he actually makes sense of what he said. I don't agree with him 100%, but he's not coming from a place of malice. He's coming from a place of love and his
There you go.
rugged.
There you go.
I actually fuck with him now. Right now, people go, yo, fuck General. Now you already preparing me to have a prejudice towards General before I even meet him.
Actual
Right?
fact. Actual
And I'm
fact.
like, that's whack. So now I go, he actually makes sense what he's saying. All right, I get what he's saying now. That part I agree with, that part I don't. So when you bring up the whole cooning game, I already knew anybody who ever called me a coon would have a one-on-one meeting. You know what? I get that
Right.
I see what you're saying. I don't
Right.
get triggered by that shit, Benny. So before you leave, bro, I'm gonna give you the last word, and then I got something I want you to hear. Go ahead.
All right. Nah, I respect what you're doing. Like I said, I respect you. When I did that, it was actually, what I did wasn't out of malice. It was really me actually trying to spark a thought because I'm recognizing something as a person that sit in the audience and I'm listening And I'm noticing how you may not be disingenuous, but I know individuals could be using you and coming on a platform to be disingenuous, to be discriminative, to be disrespectful. And that's the part I have to issue with. So when I do things, I do things with a reason to say, let me hit my brother and get him. I could have went into a different way, but I was just seeing at a multitude of things. I said, no, let me see if I can get this group together to understand that what we're doing can be an issue and problematic in the future when it comes down to us being content creators. You can cap yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be known. You don't want to be these people to put you in a certain box, because people will, as content creators, stagnate your whole growth as being a person that's trying to diminish what he's doing on a platform. So that's what I want. That was my whole mission to get to. But the only person out of that group that I got that was actually sat back and took it as humor was you. So that's why I said, yo, I got to respect it. So that made me listen.
Bro, that shit was hilarious.
I had to listen more. I said, yo, I got to respect this man, because he didn't take it. It wasn't a personal shot, and he didn't take it personally.
Bro, it's all fair game, bro. Once you're online, bro, it's all fair game. Like, for example, the guy right now, Crazy Horse. I remember when I first came in contact with Crazy Horse, he was triggered at first. I come to the platform, bro. We had a one-on-one. No, bro. You good, man. My bad. I apologize, bro. Cause
Right.
yo, bro, it's all good, bro. Like, it's all good, because I'm gonna give you grace, because maybe you don't know what I'm saying. Maybe you came to class late and missed the beginning part of it.
Right.
How I'm presenting it. And maybe I'm running for y'all too. Maybe sometimes I have to approach different topics different. Like, even like my boy right now, Terrence World. Me and Terrence World, we have totally different ideology, but our core remains the same, right? So that's backwards. We have our core remains the same, although it branches out to
different ideologies.
we both want the same thing for our black community, put it that way.
Right.
Our core is for our black community to do better. So that's our core, right? But we have different ways of going about it, but the end mission remains the same. So me and Terrence started off on Rocky Foot. He heard me out. I heard him out. I mean, yo, so we actually got mad and shit in common than we thought. So even with Bumpy, the same thing with Bumpy. Same thing with me and you. It's the same thing. So before I leave, bro, I know my page might get flagged for this, because I'm putting this on YouTube, by the way. Because this is a real good conversation, bro. It's very fucking good, bro. So shout out to the Cooning gang, man. Cherish the Yo, I swear, whenever I hear Flash or any song from this group of Kool and the Gang, bro, I think about you. I mean, this guy literally had, and people try to get me to hate you, bro. Look what he did. I'm like, bro, that's funny to me, bro. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. And they're like, what? Nah, bro, listen. I'm pretty sure if we could just have a conversation, bro, things would change. That's what anybody, most of the time.
Right.
So, thank you for even